Holistic connection. Let's heal. Holistic connection. Let's learn. Holistic connection. Let's grow. Holistic connection. Let's be real.
Hello, everyone. This is Pamela Topjian, your host for Holistic Connections, Conversations with Holistic Practitioners. And I will let my guest today introduce herself and please share what you do in the holistic healing space.
Hi, I'm Karlie. I am a practitioner of Reiki, the Akashic records, and I also do rune reading. I am here in Central Kentucky. You can find me in Cynthiana. I do have a brick and mortar shop. I'm in my little energy room, my Reiki room right now. And we do a bunch of different stuff from energy work to cleanses. We host gatherings to kind of help people through like shadow work and things like that. Our main goal is to kind of bridge the gap between what a spiritual practice is versus what is out there in mainstream media. So having a spiritual connection with yourself and source or universe or however resonates with you comes from digging deep into your mental health and healing parts of yourself that block you and hinder you from having that spiritual connection. We also host our own podcast, so it's kind of the same like Pamela. We try to take the misconception out of what all of those ideologies might be that don't actually reflect the actual practice. So yeah, I'm just excited to be here. Thank you.
Yeah, absolutely. Thank you for being here and being in Kentucky. So we talked a little bit before before we started recording.
Yeah.
So what's that experience like? And do you find any pushback or a lot of misconceptions or misunderstandings, especially since you do have that brick and mortar and you do have a place where people come in for your services. So what is that like for you?
So day to day, I mean, it's pretty quiet. Me and my business partner, Carla, we host some vendor events and festivals in town. So our
Right.
face is everywhere. We show we're not going anywhere.
Yeah.
And I think the collective mostly has come around to the fact that we're here. I think it also helps that forward facing of our shop is more of the holistic things. So we sell anything from, yes, the metaphysical products like smudging tools and ritual kits and things like that, and stones. But we also have an apothecary. We sell teas.
Oh, nice.
We sell and like laundry soap, but it's like those clean versions. We also sell supplements and tinctures and things like that. So a lot of people see that, and then if they dig a little deeper, they're able to see all of the other spiritual practices stuff with it. And then it kind of eases them into, oh, okay, like this isn't one of those shops that they have a cauldron in the back and they're cooking and testing everybody, right? That they think that we are from looking on the outside. So that helps a little bit. But we have had pushback around our biggest festival, which is called Witches Day Out. As you can imagine, just the title alone. Yeah, so that right there, always around like August and September, because our festival is at the end of September.
Okay.
That is usually when we start getting the ramp up of just a few squeaky wheels in the area that just don't like the verbiage and then don't also understand, right?
Right.
Their beliefs.
Yeah.
How we handle that is just not addressing it. We learned very early on. This has been going on for probably 4 years, 4 years now. And we've just learned that they're going to do what they're going to do. And even if we try to educate, they're not going to be responsive to that education unless they truly want to learn.
Yeah.
The biggest problem is actually an evangelical church that's in a completely different county that will hear the name and come, and they've protested. They have sat at our courthouse and with some not so kind signage. but it doesn't stop the festival from happening. Also had one business actually request that we change the name and make it more of a harvest theme versus what we're trying to bridge the gap with. And our festival is mainly just a Halloween event. It kicks off the first Halloween. We're known as one of the top fall destinations for Kentucky, our town is. So we have stuff going on all fall season, and our Witches Day Off Festival kicks that off. So
Nice.
we try to embody that like Halloween theme, and we don't really push, any type of religion with it. We encourage all denominations to come and celebrate. So people show up in costumes and they dress up and they have fun, and that's basically what it is. I mean, they see a tarot reader and they're like, oh gosh, So, so for the most part, it's pretty quiet. Like I said, there's some squeaky wheels and we just kind of turn the other way. Our vendors are fantastic with just going about their business. So I'm thankful for them. I'm thankful that we do have a community that may practice what we do. They may not be pagan, they may be Christian or whatever denomination, right? And they're just respectful in that aspect. So we even have a Catholic church around the corner that they know they can come here and buy their candles for their things because so Catholicism, they do a lot of ritual practice, right? And they know we're the only shop in town that carries the candles that they can use, right? So they'll come in and they'll chat, and we've had I remember maybe a year and a half ago, a like 84-year-old man walked in the door with his Bible, and I address him like normal, and he goes, "Yeah, I'm Carla. My business is Carla's neighbor, or used to be her neighbor, and I'm trying to do this ritual out of the Bible. Can you help me find these stones?" And I was like, "Yes, I will help you.
Absolutely.
Anything you need." And you don't hear that often, especially the new generation of religious folks. They don't understand that we're doing the same thing. It's just under a different name. And so Hollywood and mainstream media and propaganda changes what that looks like, right? They change and put a label on something that's not actually what it is. So that was really cool knowing that we have someone in the community that does understand
that understands the integration of both sides of that. Yeah, for sure. So where did you start and what got you interested in first doing all of these offerings that you have?
Yes. So it actually started around adoption. Me and my husband are both infertile, and we had decided after we got married that we were going to pursue adoption to build our family. And while we were in the beginning stages of trying to find funding for this, we decided to do a coffee fundraiser. And at that time, I had lived in Kentucky for like 5-ish years at that point. I moved down here from the Chicago area.
Oh, okay.
And I hadn't really gotten integrated with the community yet. And so I was just kind of posting like, hey, we're having this fundraiser. Here's the link, whatever, in some of the Facebook yard sale groups and things like that. And Carla messages me and she goes, "Hey, I have a store in town and I would love to host you to have a physical fundraiser at my store. Come in and chat with me." And at the time, my anxiety was like a level 1,000. Like you couldn't get me to do anything without my husband. I could, so it took me a long time to build up the courage to go into her shop and talk to her. And at the time, she was at her second location. So the location before we moved to this one. And the moment I walked in the door, which she had to help me figure out how to get in there. She had to get me out of the parking lot because I couldn't figure it out and my anxiety was just so bad.
Oh, yeah.
But the minute I stepped in that door, I felt so calm that I never left. I never left. I kept coming back and I kept just doing the events and stuff that she was doing. So it's like a Reiki share. And that was my first experience with Reiki, was during that setting. So that
I bet that helped.
Oh gosh, I cried so hard. And it was so funny because Carla didn't want to hug me after it took her like 6 months to like hug me after that experience because
Mm-hmm.
she was like, I don't want to make you cry every time I hug you, because that's kind of around how I was crying at the Reiki share. But now I find it hilarious. But she is the one that really introduced me to everything. I always felt from such a young age that like religion was missing something for me. My parents
Mm-hmm.
never pushed it, but they did make sure that we were educated in it. So we would go
Yeah.
to different denominated churches throughout my whole childhood.
Mm-hmm.
I was primarily raised Catholic because of my grandparents, but we would try a bunch of different.
Yeah.
Something about them is like, I can feel there's potential here, but I'm missing something. Like, what is
Yeah. Yeah. There's something that's needed that I'm looking
it?
for, but
Yeah,
it's not quite right where I'm.
right,
Yeah. Yeah. I get that.
right. So after meeting Carla and her introducing me to spirituality and like energy work and things
Mm-hmm.
like that, I started doing my own research. And that's how I
Yeah.
found Norse paganism. And
Okay.
so I'm reading book after book after book. And one day I looked at my husband and I was like, do you know anything about this? Like, I'm really interested in it and I really
Yeah.
want to talk to you about it. And he's like, well, yeah, that's how I was raised. And I sat back and I'm like, we've been together. Yeah, I'm like, we have been together for years now, and I've never known your family to practice any type of
Wow.
religion. Like, what are you talking about? And he
Mm-hmm.
goes, yeah, I was raised Norse pagan, like ask dad. Like, we've done ritual, we've done all these things.
Oh my goodness.
I looked at my father-in-law and I was like, is he pulling my chain or is this? And Dave was like, no, we really do practice this. And so that made me feel more at ease with what I
Right.
was connecting to because it was so close to me, and
Yeah.
now I could have that connection with my husband and my
Yeah.
right. So that's how I got into the rune reading, and I also teach rune divination now, and I teach some of the
Mm-hmm.
Norse history. And I
Nice.
use Norse mythology in like my blog post and
Mm.
all of my things because it's so part of my practice, right?
Yeah.
And I feel like there's still some profound messages within Norse mythology, even if you don't practice it. Same with
Mm-hmm.
any religion. We
Sure.
all have
Yep.
some type of message, right?
Absolutely.
It just pick your theme, pick
Yeah.
your
Yeah.
theme of it. And then same thing with the akashic records is I kind of intertwine that because it's so dear to my practice. But since getting on with Carla, I don't think she could get rid of me if she tried. We work pretty well together. I'm so
Yeah.
thankful for that. She has she's been the Kickstarter that I've needed with the
Nice.
constant shit or get off the pot. I'm sorry
Mm-hmm.
if I can't cuss.
No, it's okay.
So she's constantly like when I was starting to do the runes, she was like, so when are you gonna do for clients? Oh, I don't know, I'm not ready. Oh, I don't know, I'm not
Mm-hmm.
ready. And I was sitting in here when it used to be an office and a client had come in looking for a reading. We didn't have a reader here that day. And she goes, this is your opportunity. You're going to shit or get off the pot. And I was like, I guess I'm going to do it. I've been doing them ever since. And same thing with
Wonderful.
Reiki when I had done multiple sessions with her through my
Mm-hmm.
healing journey. And she was like, it's time for you to learn. Are you going to do it?
Yeah.
And I was like, okay. I got my master in 23.
Oh, okay.
So it's been about 3 years
Yeah.
now. Yeah. And then 25, so last year,
Mm-hmm.
the beginning of the year was kind of rocky for
Mm-hmm.
me. I had this really deep feeling of like I am missing something.
Mm.
Something, what direction am I supposed to be going in? I feel like
Yeah.
I'm just kind of going through the motions. And I had ran away, so to speak.
Mm.
I went on a little family vacation to visit my cousin and did some soul searching while I was there
Mm-hmm.
and came back, booked a Reiki practitioner outside of our bubble because I'm surrounded by
Uh-huh.
practitioners all the time. So I had found a practitioner about like 2 towns over, not too far,
Mm-hmm.
but I don't know her. She didn't know anyone
Yeah.
I knew. And come to find out that she's also a practitioner of the Akashic Records. And
Oh,
I
yeah,
know
yeah.
at the time I knew very, very little. And I went to her and I said, hey, I know I booked Reiki. Can we also add in an Akashic reading? And she's, yep. By the end of that, she was giving me the information on where she got her certification for the Akashic Records. I booked the first one 4 weeks later, and I've been on the Akashic Records journey since. And I actually, in about 2 weeks, go for my level 2 certification.
Oh, nice.
And for those that don't know what the Akashic Records are,
Thank you. I was going to ask that. You're one step ahead of me.
yes, I feel like it's a modality that not many people are familiar with yet, but it's something that has been around for eons, and there's some form of it in every type of religion. And basically what it is a record, think of a library almost, of
like behind you.
everything that your soul, yes, yeah, it really is, because it's every documentation of your soul's journey. So not just this life, but all of your other past lives as well. As a practitioner, my level 1, I can only tap in my records right now. And you can use that to have profound growth in your healing journey, because you are diving into, well, why do I feel the way I do? And why do I act the way I act? And if I wanted to go into a past life, I could, right? And so in my journey with the Akashic Records, I have found that the people pleaser in me started when I was in my mother's womb, right? And why is that? It's because I ingested all of the things that she was consuming, right? Not food intake, and because my mom's a very big people pleaser. And she's very kind, and she's very sweet, and she's very nurturing, but she had me very young, and she did everything she could to just make sure she felt like she was doing things right. And the verbiage around, her telling her family that she was pregnant and all the things, like, I absorbed that, and I learned even in the womb that I had to be a very easy baby for her. I needed to make sure that I wasn't complicating her life any more than what it was. So as I grew up, I always tried to make myself small and give every ounce of me to other people, so I wasn't a burden, right? So working with that and the Akashic Records has led me into having that realization, and then having open dialogue with my mom now of like, is what is coming through accurate, and how can you and I work through understanding ourselves better, right?
That's wonderful.
So that's been really, it's been really interesting and really profound in the work that has just gone on since August in my growth. I could go down the rabbit hole for hours on this topic, but so now this level 2 certification that I'm getting will allow me to open other people's records, so I can help other people have these profound breakthroughs in their journey as well. So a lot of it goes around like past life regression, and kind of like tapping into memories that you may not have thought would be part of your journey. So one thing that I really like about the records is that if you have no idea what to ask, you can just ask them, what do I need to know right now? And they'll tell you exactly what, your soul needs to know in that moment, and go from there.
Are you working with people just in person, or do you do any kind of work with people virtually? I mean, whether it's the Akashic Records, or if you do virtual Reiki, or any of the readings that you do you do any of those, online?
Rune readings, yes, I do virtually. We can just chat to get what type of reading you're looking for. I can take a picture of the runes that I pull, send you a typed out draft of it.
Oh, nice.
I have an option where I record the full session of me pulling the runes, and I talk to the camera just like I would if you were in front of me. And then obviously, like the in person, I have that option. For the Akashic Records, I would probably offer a virtual one. I haven't really given that too much consideration yet, because I want to get a level 2 certification done first. And then Reiki, I can do distant Reiki. I have done distant Reiki, but now where I have that tuning fork certification, I do them both together. So my Reiki, yes. So my Reiki sessions look a little different than traditional because I add that tuning fork.
Oh, that's so nice.
Yeah, and I've really been enjoying
Yeah.
that because it gives the energetic clearing and the
Yeah.
balance and alignment, and then also that physical with the vibrations
Yeah.
helping you just ease it, you know. So I'm really excited how those have been turning out.
Mm-hmm.
I will probably always still offer just basic Reiki
Mm-hmm.
on distance, but it would be virtually impossible to do the
To do
tuning
with
work.
the tuning fork. Yeah.
It depends on what they're seeking. So if they're seeking just
Sure.
energetic, then it would still be a profound session. But if
Mm-hmm.
there is, um, like I had a client last week that was having a lot of hip problems. So
Mm-hmm.
I did my Reiki and then I went over and spent a lot of time with the tuning forks to kind of hit different points on her hip to help take away that pain and that ailment.
Yeah.
So it really just depends on what they're seeking. If they're seeking,
Sure.
you know, pain help or something like that, then it would have to be in person. Yeah.
Yeah, nice, nice. So, where is the best place for people to find you? And we'll mention
Uh,
your website, and of course, we'll have all
yeah.
that information below. But if you want to mention the address of the shop
Sure.
and then also your website and your social media accounts and all of that. So, where's the
Yeah.
best place for people to reach you? And then you can mention
All the things.
links.
So, if you want to physically visit, we are at 208 East Pike Street in Cynthiana, Kentucky.
Okay.
You can't miss the shop. We always have some type of paint on the windows.
Oh, nice.
Right
Yeah.
now, yeah, right now it's like aura colors for
Uh-huh.
aura photography. Um, so we're right downtown on Pike Street. Parking's fairly easy to find.
Good,
Um,
good.
if you want to go to my website, it's just rootedinrunes.com.
We should,
Appalachianworks.com as well.
okay. We should mention though,
Yep.
runes is Runes, because people who
Yes.
aren't familiar with rune readings might think that it's spelled Ruin. It's not like the
Yes.
ruins of ancient Greece. It's more of the runes that you do the readings with.
Yes.
So
Thank
rooted in
you.
runes, Runes.com.
Yeah.
And without a link will be
And
below, but yeah, go ahead.
thank you.
Yeah.
And then, so Carla and our websites are separate, but we
Okay.
are very interconnected together. So that's why I mentioned hers, because you can
Mm-hmm.
find all my stuff on her website as well. And that's AppalachianRootworks.com.
Okay.
And then our social medias, they're all merged together as well. Except I do have a Rooted in Runes Facebook page.
Okay.
Um, for my stuff. So that's just
Mm-hmm.
like my blog or like my services. But you can find all the shop information on the Facebook page Appalachian Rootworks dash Rooted in Runes. And
Okay.
then we're on Instagram, we're on TikTok, which I don't post much on TikTok.
Yeah.
I have so much that I'm doing already. I want to be able to educate as well.
Right, right.
So yeah, so the podcast helps with that. Being
Yeah,
able
yeah,
to
I was gonna
educate
say, let's
and
talk
kind of,
about your podcast. Yeah.
oh, well, thank you. It's called Without a Candle. The name kind of came from what we were trying to embody with like bridging this gap between what
Mm-hmm.
spirituality is and what um, it seems to be, right?
Yeah, yeah.
So, yeah, so we teach that the simpler is just as profound as the extravagant aesthetic. There's
I
nothing
see. Yeah.
wrong. Yep, there's nothing
That
wrong with
makes sense.
having the
Yeah.
pretty stones and all of the tools and all the things, but you yourself are the greatest tool. If
Yeah.
you can visualize it, if you can set intention with what you're doing in your mind, it's just as profound as doing the physical act.
Even without a
So
candle.
yes,
Yeah.
so that's where Without a Candle came
Yeah.
from. And we believe that you don't need to spend the thousands or hundreds of dollars to get all of the things to begin.
Yeah.
We teach visualization. We teach that simpler the better in some
Yeah.
cases. Don't overcomplicate what you're doing. So the first season was us kind of introducing our ideology, introducing ourselves, and introducing the show. And
Nice.
we just launched season 2 around Yule. So we're doing summer solstice to Yule, Yule to summer solstice for our season. But this season, we are actually interviewing all of our community and practitioners. So we have interviewed all of our practitioners that host something here, from yoga to cranial sacral to reflexology. We have a medium here. We have been really enjoying interviewing our clients and our friends because
Yeah.
they have a story to share as well. So as we interview these people, we are asking them, if you're a practitioner, to share what your modality is and why you think it's beneficial for your clients and how it can help. And then also share your spiritual journey and your, like, what does that look like to you? Because it's going to look different for somebody else, right?
Absolutely.
And
Yeah.
so, yeah, and then the same thing when we interview our friends and our clients, we want them to share what their journey has been like for them and what their practice looks like at home now. And I love when they just tell me, hey, I get home from work and I sit on my couch and I just close my eyes and I know that that's my meditation. Or I forgot to journal and I journal when I remember to. And they really show the rawness behind having a practice, that it doesn't have to be carving out an hour for meditation, carving out an hour to journal, and I have to, go plant a tree every time I think about reconnecting to nature. Like, if you want to, go right ahead. We have been really enjoying using that platform to be able to use it as an education and also show the real and raw of what the spiritual journey is. And that is checking in with yourself, aligning where you want to be aligned, not where your neighbor or your friend is aligned with, and figuring out what a practice looks like to you. Because just because meditation may look like to me washing the dishes and zoning out, to you might actually be sitting there, listening to an audio and like going deep into a meditation. It's going to look different for everybody. I've really been enjoying having that platform, and our friend Gary, he's been such a saint helping us get that started, because I went into podcasting knowing nothing.
I know. Same here. Same here.
Yeah. And that's just the beauty of networking. I love being able to connect with people, because he's been such a light in helping. And he's also getting intertwined with our community now and offering his meditations, and which is a different way than we do meditation here. And it's great because sometimes our meditations aren't what one individual needs, and they need how he does it, and same thing with yoga. Carla is a yoga teacher, but we have a different yoga instructor that comes in and teaches. I think we have 3 different readers here, and they all deliver something different, and they all have different gifts. And we always encourage our community, like, hey, get a reading with each one of them, because you're gonna find what practitioner fits for you. Same thing
Absolutely.
with Carla. She's a Reiki master as well, and we do Reiki completely different. So you're gonna get benefits from both of us in different ways.
Absolutely.
And we don't gatekeep. We share the wealth with everybody. And that's another aspect of what we try to do here, is understand that if we're being fed, you're being fed, and you're being fed, and you're being fed, and none of us are going to go hungry. There's plenty to go around. There's no reason to not do the same things as each other. I'm really hopeful that one day what we do and all the other holistic practitioners that you interview and beyond, it becomes normal.
That's my hope as well. And that's one of the main reasons I'm doing this, so people can be informed of all their different, options out there, and whatever decision feels right for you, as long as you know that you have that option and you know what it's all about, and don't just listen to the, the misconceptions and that are out there. So this has gone by so quickly.
Yeah, I know.
And you have shared so much information, so thank you so much. And I want everybody to make sure they check out your website, check out your socials. All those links will be below. So please read the description and the show notes, people. But is there anything else that you want to make sure that you get out there, you make sure people know, whether it's about you, your shop, any of your services, or just a message you'd like to get out there before we end today?
Yeah, Carla and I are actually in the middle of taking a 8-week course right now with the Spirit Release Academy. I think their work is brilliant, and I think the more people that know about it could benefit from it. And how they're going about doing it fits our theme, right?
Okay.
Of let's make it normal. Spirit release therapy, they have a whole clinical protocol where they're collecting data with their clients to be able to present this to mainstream medical, but they have a success rate of 80% out of 1,000 cases. And their ideology is the belief that what is missing from mental health and being able to aid people in mental health is spirituality.
Yeah.
And if you have negative thought forms, if you have, fragmented souls, if you have curses or trauma passed down from bloodline and ancestral ties, those influence your mental health now.
Yeah.
You could have attachments from entities and things like that. And what this protocol does, it goes in to clear you. It helps you become sovereign. That way, as you continue clinical therapy
Yeah.
or your medications and things like that, you are able to really take advantage of those
Yeah.
practices. So a lot of people go to them when medications and clinical therapy isn't working, right?
Mhm.
And then we have these clearings with the SRA team,
Mhm.
and they've gotten feedback from, hey, my cousin is no longer addicted, or hey, I am so thankful for this clearing because I no longer want to commit suicide, and things like that. So I'm really excited to be able to offer that to our community. We've already been sharing some of our clients with them to get clearings now
Nice.
before we're certified for it. So I highly recommend going and looking them up. It's Spirit Release Academy,
Okay.
Jono Webster and Andy Porter.
Okay.
I can also provide those links for you as well.
Yeah, we can put those links
Carla and
below
I,
for sure.
yeah. Carla and I are very picky about where our certifications come from and who we work with, because we want to make sure that we're not doing a disservice
Yeah,
with our community, right? So
absolutely.
after getting to know them and taking their class, I think what they're doing is really going to help what you're doing, and what you're doing is really going to help what they're doing. And like the whole collective that's trying to make this a normal therapy, right?
Yes.
The more people get on that same page, the better. And I think that if they want to expand their minds and learn a little bit more, that is one place to start for sure.
Nice. Thank you so much. And thank you for being my
Thank
guest.
you.
And this has been great. And I really hope that people look you up, and I really want them to listen to your podcast as well and continue to learn and grow and open their mind and be curious and listen.
Thank you. And I appreciate the opportunity so much, Pamela.
Oh, you're so welcome. Absolutely.
Yeah.
Thank you.